just left the courtroom for the bond hearing for my son, at least for the third time. This time it was very fair. The judge was very fair. He wasn't pro-prosecutor. He wasn't pro-defense, but he was pro-justice.
I'm going to begin now with some breaking news. Rapper Lil Durk is...
A major development in Lil Durk's legal situation surfaced today. It states, positive update for rapper Lil Durk. Prosecutors intend to bring several pages of additional evidence against him, which sounds bad, but doing so will force the trial to be pushed back, making a bond release or house arrest agreement extremely possible. But to figure out when he could walk out, you have to look at the latest allegations. Officials now claim Lil Durk played a role in the attempted hit on Quando Rondo back in 2021 at a Georgia gas station. In the courtroom file shown today, it says, video surveillance and witness statements tied to the attempt on Bowman, also known as Quando, in Georgia. This basically confirms someone is cooperating and pointing the finger at Durk for the gas station situation. Another line states, Durk's bar, they on my page like slide for Von, I know they trolling me. In a recent podcast, Durk commented saying, for some reason I don't even notice those comments anymore. They aren't trying to use his lyrics directly, but they are matching the song's release date with the gas station attack to stack more charges. At the same time, they're trying to flip DD into siding with prosecutors, but DD is pushing to distance himself completely, telling them, nothing you've collected on Durk has any connection to me.
And that's what DD did. He's basically saying all this evidence y'all got against Durk got nothing to do with me. Why you got me charged with Durk? And that doesn't mean he's going against Durk. That just means he wants his case severed, and I'm telling you, if it's severed, it helps Durk. Because one of the main connective tissue to this conspiracy is saying that Durk told DD to hire. DD saying, I ain't get told to hire nobody, and I ain't hiring nobody. What are you talking about? Why would I hire someone? That's his thing.
The next chunk of evidence comes from an FI message group chat, basically exposing who the informant is. It states, Lil Durk faces accusations from federal authorities that he ordered hits on Oblock members who refused to retaliate for King Von. Prosecutors want to present testimony from a witness claiming Durk issued those commands, meaning Durk allegedly wanted certain Oblock members handled for refusing to slide for Von. The files say the defendant, Durk Banks, had issues with an Oblock figure named Maner Duke over Banks believing the group wasn't responding properly after Bennett's death, Bennett being King Von. WAC 100 later chimed in, exposing details about who's actually cooperating against Durk.
Life by basically saying he's guilty of for hire, and the only thing that, like, yes, some of these things look suspect. Why'd you go there? Why are these people going there? Why'd you send this message? But nothing. There's no message that they got that says where Durk says y'all that Quando yet. Nothing says that.
You missing the point. Okay. They got a witness already cooperating on that. Been had one. We just ain't seen what they said. It's three. One of the cooperating.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
so
that's co-conspirator too.
Yeah, I don't know. You don't need too much more than that. One of is cooperating. Then in the paperwork, you got the conversation. They say they had it in and out. The other two was figuring out how they getting paid.
Once prosecutors finished laying out the new evidence, it was Durk's legal team's turn, and they immediately filed paperwork pushing for his release. This led to reports that Durk's father shared encouraging news about Durk being granted bond. Since this is his third request, his attorney presented an offer so strong the judge will have a hard time denying it.
Just left the courtroom for the bond hearing for my son, at least for the third time. This time it was very fair. The judge was very fair. He wasn't pro-prosecutor, he wasn't pro-defense, but he was pro-justice. So he listened to all the evidence, and he's gonna give a ruling in the next few days about what his position is for the bond. But we were very pleased at how it turned out. So continue, family, friends, and fans, continue to keep us in your prayers, and we thank you. And inshallah, God willing, this be victorious for us, that we have a good ruling in our favor.
Hit the like button if you want to see Durk walk free, because prosecutors even tossed out some of the evidence, which ultimately benefits him. Article stated, during today's hearing, prosecutors told the judge they are choosing to discard certain evidence while reading it aloud in open court. It'll be interesting to see how this impacts the rest of the bond decision, especially with prosecutors standing before the judge saying they want to drop evidence, including the line, Durk's rap lyric, told me they got an addy, got location, go look on the news, see your son screaming no, while also presenting the clip of Quando crying out in the recording.
Now the search is on for 3 people who police say at a Savannah rapper, a member of his entourage. It happened in Los Angeles and cameras captured the aftermath.
This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
Remember, the prosecutors dropping that evidence is a major win for Lil Durk. But the way they did it, right after Durk filed his bond request, meaning the judge already had it under consideration, and then turning around to say, here's what we collected, but we don't want to use it anymore, will definitely stick in the judge's mind when he makes the final call. That move even irritated Durk's attorney. In an interview after the hearing, he called the accusations laughable, saying the feds built the case off rap lyrics, but now they're backing away from the very material they relied on.
The case is as follows. So there was an indictment that did not name him, right? It named others, and then there was an unindicted person. And then 3 weeks later, that indictment was what's called the first superseding indictment, and it does name him. The indictment was identical, except the unnamed person now became Durk Banks. And this is the really important part, Ak. The second indictment, what's called the first superseding indictment, only had one new fact. It had one new fact, and that was it alleged that there was a video by Durk that celebrated and monetized this.
With so much happening by the end of the hearing, the judge said he needed several days before ruling. And before he reached a decision, prosecutors managed to secure yet another cooperator against Durk. This one was a senior member of F known as Vonnie. His file was updated in court showing he was removed from the federal prison system entirely, suggesting he'd been released, most likely placed on home confinement. Vonnie even got access to a phone immediately after getting out. He messaged someone close to him, but that person flipped and leaked everything. Vonnie wrote, "I'm trying to plea out on a 32, which is the baseline for murder for hire. Maximum is 43 to life. I'll get 2 points off for pleading, another for early plea, and 2 more for no prior record. That puts me at 27 points, which is 5 to 7 years. Way better than risking trial. I get a life sentence, and I'm not trying to end up like those other dudes." When he mentions not wanting to go out like those other dudes, he's talking about what happened to F Jam. I'll break that down later. But then something unexpected happened. Later that night, Vonnie's own father cooperated too, telling authorities his son was heavily involved in King Von's death, and that Durk was aware of it.
I'm gonna give you this. It's a back door, and I got all the pieces. That's all I'm gonna tell you. As Durk asked Vonnie, "Is it open?" Vonnie told him it's off the hinges.
Wait. Are you talking about the Von? Like King Von?
Listen very carefully. When the payment was made to Little Tim, the next day or the same day, Durk asked Vonnie, "Was it open?" This is what he asked him. Was it open? It was the exact words. Was it open? He told him it's off the hinges.
Are you saying that Vonnie backdoor King Von? No way. That was right here.
You heard what I just said. Guess what? You need motive first, right? I got bankers. I got bankers that'll testify that or will make a contract or make a statement to you and let you know that this is the amount of money he had, this is what he had, this is that, another. You need motive first and foremost. I got text messages from the lawyer letting you know that who told on Durk before, who told on Von before.
This led DJ Academics to question why Durk would even want King Von gone in the first place. He pointed out a police file confirming that King Von and Durk were co-defendants in the varsity shooting. They were both facing charges together. But when King Von died, the case couldn't go to trial, so it quietly ended in a private resolution. That suggests Durk might have reached an under-the-table agreement with the feds, placing the blame on Von since he was no longer alive to fight the charges.
Why would Durk want Von?
Let me give you this. First of all, you didn't sign your rights over. You ain't in no 360 deal. First of all, you can't bring nobody into the business and they surpass you. How you bring me to the table when I pass you up? Don't nobody want their chief spot taken, do they?
That's an interesting
dude was
thing.
A slack. He was signing the boys. Von wasn't no slack.
That's interesting. I did find out that Von didn't have any contractual ties to Durk like that. Which was
Man, come on, man. He wasn't even signed to him. How's this his friend? He lied on Breakfast Club and said, "Hey, you think your man would be sitting here with $300,000 worth of jewelry on and he not have an attorney? He got a public defender."
This sparked a viral tweet that said, "With Vonnie's dad claiming Durk had Von taken out, it's making me question why Durk always jumped on IG Live anytime someone died around him. He went live right after King Von, LA, and FBG duck past. Investigators believe Durk uses IG Live as a real-time alibi system, meaning if police ever question his involvement in someone's death, he can point to the live stream as proof he wasn't present. But Vonnie's father, furious that his son cooperated with feds, doubled down on his claims about King Von. Another post said, Vonnie's father says Vonnie orchestrated Lil Pab and King Von's deaths. If true, this would make Lil Durk not guilty in his current case.
No, he ain't take my advice. He ain't respond no back to me because this is on a tablet. He on a jail tablet when I sent that to him. He ain't respond nothing else to him. I told you he can't take my advice because they playing. They made themselves get caught. This is what come along with it. They wanted to get caught. You understand me?
Oh, that's what you meant by trenches paint. Okay.
What you mean trenches what?
Was it you that said that? With the whole narrative about Vonnie snitching with the text messages, like that's.
Yeah. I don't know who said that, but that was me.
But that was a focus. Everybody was trying to make it seem like that's what the text messages was about.
That's just saying what he finna cop out to and this, that, and that. And with me saying Vaughn, some people like, damn, what he gonna tell on some words on Vaughn?
I ain't gonna lie, I said that in my video. I'm intrigued to know what the Vaughn name was for.
No, he ain't gonna tell him no Vaughn. You gonna tell that just like you orchestrated Lil Pab, you orchestrated this, and guess who you work for?
But Vonnie isn't the only one cooperating. What DD's younger brother did is just as significant. Even rappers reacted saying, please tell me this isn't real, but unfortunately it is. The evidence showing his cooperation dropped today, starting with newly released Lil Ted bodycam footage where he's seen begging officers to let him snitch on Durk and members of F. Because of this, Durk's lawyers filed for more time on their bond request, raising the question, what exactly did Lil Ted tell investigators? He's known as DD's younger brother and is extremely close to Durk. He knows nearly everything. Who knows what information Durk and DD might have shared with him over the years? Lil Ted was detained by officers at a local corner store after they discovered a handgun tucked in his jeans. And from that moment, the case shifted dramatically.
Really? Dude had it. What about that? A man had it with an extended clip. That's cool though, right?
This led to the moment where Ted was taken to the police station, and before he even stepped inside, tears were already streaming down his face as he told officers, I swear I'll tell you all everything about the deaths, hoping it would keep him from being locked up, but it was already far too late for that.
Come on. Hey, stop it. Stop it.
Once placed into the holding cell, Lil Ted was seen sobbing non-stop, desperate to spill every detail he knew just to get out of jail. And comment below if you'd react the same way in that situation.
Hey, hold on, you gotta relax for me, because I can't understand it. Relax. What's the number? 7 what you saying, man?
We're gonna see what we can do for you, alright?
We're gonna see what we can do for you. You gotta relax for me.
Relax, man. I'm gonna get a bus to prison. Relax.
Give me No, I'm saying, what you talking about? I'm trying to get the.
With DD being his older brother, nobody knows what crimes might have been mentioned to him over the years. And when word got out that someone with their family name was cooperating, most people initially thought it was DD. But even with all the negativity, Durk still had a strong chance of being released because of what his attorneys filed today. It was revealed that Durk submitted a motion to dismiss based on the vagueness of the second superseding indictment. If the judge refuses to dismiss it, he's asking for a bill of particulars detailing the coded terms used, what the bounty actually was, the date and time, who it was communicated to, and the full context. In short, Durk's lawyers want prosecutors to show the evidence they claim exists. Where's the bounty Lil Durk supposedly placed on Quando Rondo? What was the alleged reward or music opportunity offered to Oblock members? What exact date and time was this order given? In a standard murder-for-hire case, all of this would already be provided, but prosecutors haven't produced any of it. Durk's legal team now suspects the government never had these details at all. Then something highly questionable happened. Just 12 hours later, news broke that Lil Durk had been placed in solitary confinement after a correctional officer allegedly found a phone in his cell.
They got Lil Durk in a hole for basically some BS, and right now we're gonna show the paperwork. They saying that he was caught with a cell phone, and basically that's not true. They trying to keep him in a hole, do a lot of things that they shouldn't be doing or whatever, but they're trying to make a point because they saying that me and him is privileged and we got so many things going on, and it's a lot of BS.
This made many people think the feds were retaliating against Durk's legal team for embarrassing them in court. But after more digging, investigators uncovered something different. Reports came out saying Chicago rapper Lil Durk was involved in a physical confrontation inside the jail. This triggered a tweet from Lil Baby saying, "I don't care about nothing but Durk right now. Free the bro." The streets pieced together the situation quickly. It started with a post announcing that one of Lil Durk's close associates was killed the previous night in Chicago. Several members tied to him were targeted, including THF Bayou most recently. This raised the question, who would be seeking revenge on F? Fans noticed that on the same day these attacks happened, Quando Rondo and Lil Tim both did interviews, released only hours apart. Some saw it as a strange coincidence, while others believed it was intentionally timed so the feds wouldn't look into whether they had any involvement in a hit on Durk.
Whoever on my side, they got kids and a mama that 100% love them. And at the end of the day, bro, all this bull that we talking about is stupid. That could have been handled a totally different way. It could have been handled to the point where a song and $3-4 million could have came out or whatever. Like that could have got handled in a legit way, in a music way.
No, like shit, I was just protecting my little brother.
When you did finally find out that it was King Von who did it, how'd you feel?
I was like, damn, if Brian did that stupid shit last night, he still would have been alive. That's how I was. But I was like, shit, I ain't no the type person I am. Like, I'm a humble person. I ain't no disrespect to like his mama saying f*** him and shit like that. Cause I could easily get on that type of stuff and be clout chasing type. Like, I ain't on that type. I'm a humble person, but it's like, they ain't never popped that shit off. That would have never happened like that.